Would you rather put it for $100 or a year? Would you rather go 1,300 days without showering or spend an entire year without any donuts ever? Would you rather never drink beer again? Would you rather go 13 days without showering? Would you go an entire year without any alcohol? Look at dude, poor Patty straight up, dude. Oh yeah, dude. Oh, oh my god, dude. Heaven on earth, dude.
Here is a short story I wrote for you. The laser car wash. Tom was bored of his old car. It was dull, dirty and dented. He wanted a new one, but he couldn't afford it. He decided to take his car to the new car wash that opened in town. It promised to make any car look brand new. He drove into the car wash and paid the fee. He waited for the water and soap to spray his car. But instead of water and soap, he saw bright beams of light coming from the ceiling. They were lasers. The lasers sliced through his car like butter. They cut off the doors, the roof, the wheels and the engine. Tom watched in horror as his car was reduced to a pile of metal scraps. He got out of his car and ran to the exit. He saw a sign that said, "Laser Car Wash, the ultimate way to get rid of your old car. We pay you for the scrap metal." Tom realized he had been scammed. He felt angry and stupid. He wished he had never gone to the laser car wash. I'm sorry you didn't like it. I'm still learning how to write stories. Do you have any feedback for me? That's a good question. I guess the lasers were very precise and only targeted the parts of the car that Tom didn't need. Maybe he was wearing a protective suit or something. Or maybe it was just a miracle. I didn't think about that when I wrote the story. I'm sorry if it was confusing or illogical. Yes, you're right. He did need every part of the car. But he didn't know that the car wash was going to destroy his car. He thought it was going to make it look brand new. He was tricked by the car wash owners. They wanted to get his car for free and sell the scrap metal. That was the point of the story. Do you have any other questions or comments about the story? I didn't specify that in the story. I guess it was a generic old car. Maybe a Ford or a Toyota. It doesn't really matter for the story. Why do you ask? I see. Well, in that case, let's say Tom's car was a 2005 Honda Civic. It was silver with a black interior. It had a few scratches and dents on the body and a crack on the windshield. It had over 100,000 miles on it and needed some repairs. Is that better? I'm glad you think so. Thank you for your feedback. I appreciate it. Smiley face emoji. Mark was driving his 2005 Honda Civic on a quiet road in the hills of California. He loved his old car, even though it had some scratches and dents. He had bought it with his first paycheck and had taken good care of it ever since. He was listening to the radio when he heard a loud noise in the sky. He looked up and saw a helicopter spinning out of control. He recognized it as the one that belonged to his favorite basketball player, Kobe Bryant. He had seen him on TV many times and admired his skills and charisma. He realized that the helicopter was going to crash near him. He also saw that there were two other people in the helicopter, Kobe's daughter Gianna and their pilot. Mark felt a surge of adrenaline and fear. He wanted to help them somehow, but he didn't know how. He saw that the helicopter was losing altitude fast and heading towards a cliff. He thought that maybe if he could get under it and cushion its fall, he could save them. He knew it was a crazy idea, but he didn't have time to think of anything else. He sped up his car and drove towards the cliff. He hoped that his car was sturdy enough to withstand the impact. He also hoped that Kobe and his daughter were wearing seat belts and helmets. He reached the edge of the cliff just as the helicopter was about to hit the ground. He braced himself for the collision. He felt a huge jolt as the helicopter landed on top of his car. He heard metal crunching and glass shattering. He felt pain in his chest and head. He blacked out. When he woke up, he was in a hospital bed. He saw a nurse standing next to him. She smiled and said, "You're awake. You're a hero." He asked her what happened. She told him that he had saved Kobe Bryant and his daughter from certain death. She said that they had survived the crash with minor injuries, thanks to his car breaking their fall. She said that they had been taken to another hospital and were recovering well. She also told him that his car was totaled, but that Kobe had promised to buy him a new one as a thank you gift. She said that Kobe wanted to meet him as soon as possible and express his gratitude personally. Mark couldn't believe what he heard. He felt a mix of emotions, relief, joy, shock, awe. He had saved his idol and his daughter with his old Honda Civic. He had done something amazing. He smiled and said, "Wow. That's incredible." The nurse nodded and said, "Yes, it is. You're very lucky." Mark agreed. He felt lucky indeed.